And once again, we're back.
We're so back.
We're so back. The title of this episode, you guys thought it was a lie. You thought that we were done doing this shit. Absolutely not.
We tricked you guys with the last
We
one.
got you. Clickbait. It was and just give us your money. Episode 19.
We got so many. We were actually going to stop, but then we got so many DMs from the fans that they said, please don't stop.
So many requests that they said, this show, you know, I was standing on the brink of self-destruction. I was standing on the edge of suicide.
Yep.
And now I just edge.
The
and
fans
this show
edged
saved
us.
my life.
Yeah, the fans edged us to come back.
They said this show saved my life. Please don't stop.
Yep.
It's so funny.
Cured my cancer. One person said.
Yeah, one person said. I don't know if I believed it, but
I believe it.
I'm gonna believe it. So we're here. We're continuing
Episode
on.
19.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Episode 19. We're really making a series for ourselves. Although what we did say at the end of episode 18, which didn't happen,
nope,
was we don't have these people to talk to.
We have no guests. Yeah. No, didn't do that.
But what you should do during this episode, and maybe within the next hour, shoot a couple of them a DM and just kind of see. Yeah.
See what's going on.
Shoot it to the guy that the turn up guy.
AIDS.
The turn up guy, the guy that has AIDS.
Oh, turn up guy.
Yeah. And just see if we can get a response for now, and then maybe the next episode, when I get back from vacation, we'll be good.
I'm just gonna DM AIDS guy. Yo, he only got 70 followers. I got like 300. So this is a pretty big look for him.
Yeah. No, we'll be good. Got it.
I love turn up guy. Turn up.
Yeah, I hope he responds. If not tonight, hopefully at some other point. But I feel like the AIDS guy, you know, he's got to have something going on. 70 followers. This is the guy that's posting those YouTube videos, right? Of him sitting there saying he's going to like shoot up the government or something.
No, this is the guy who follows Instagram accounts that talk about men pissing in grown, like, adult diapers, and like that's like the fetish.
Oh, yeah.
And he also has AIDS. So
naturally,
I think he follows Mr. Beast.
Ooh, controversial topic these days.
Yeah. Man, what do you want to talk about?
Honestly, I don't know. This episode's a blank slate. The world is our oyster.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, I'm trying to think about. I don't know. We don't really have a lot of stuff going on.
No, we kind of laid it all out in that the other episode that we kind of came back to during that break.
If you want to hear about interesting conversation, you should probably go listen to the other one.
Probably like 2 episodes back, I think now.
Yeah.
But no, we're getting some good shit out here. I forget if I told you this. The plan that with going to like the priest and saying, "Father, I have sinned. I've killed someone," like admitting like to like these like just ridiculous things.
Yeah.
Apparently, talking it over with someone that is a Catholic, apparently they can report you for that. So
yeah, I wasn't 100% sure if like you could just admit to like murder and they're just like, oh well, I gotta just keep it.
Like
they're not. It's not like they're like a therapist or even therapists.
No, if it's like harm to yourself or others. But what we can do is say that we're gay.
That's true.
And maybe get some jokes off of that. Speaking of jokes off of that, let me go back to my little notes app here because I do have some stuff written down for the podcast.
This is how down bad we are, is that we're going to the notepad right now. We're doing this episode pretty much just for the fans out there because Raven's gonna be on vacation, and
Absolutely.
we can probably still do an episode next week, like on Saturday, because you get back on Friday, so we could still probably do one anyway. But unless Meg's going to be here. Is she going to be here?
I think she'll be here Friday. Yeah, because we get back at like 11.
But not Saturday.
No.
So we still could do an episode
we can still,
Saturday.
Yeah. No, we'll be good.
So this is just for the fans out there. This is for the real diehard fans out there.
Yeah. This is funny. I have written down. Let me just do it as if like I'm doing a set. You know what I mean? And I'll say the other joke I had about the other guy.
Okay.
That I had worked with previously. I just have written down here random jokes. So, you know, with all these dating apps these days, on Tinder, I wish that there was like a race preference that you can set.
Yeah.
Because, you know, everyone has their preferences. It's not racist. But I wish I could send it to black and then just swipe right on all of them and all the matches just call them slurs.
That's good.
pretty solid.
Pretty solid.
Now I got to delete this so that way I never repeat that.
Yeah, we don't say jokes more than one time over here.
That's right. Another one that I was telling Brody off mic was I can't. Did I say this on the pod? I can't remember. I don't know. I'm just gonna say it again.
That's fine.
There was this patient I was working with, and he's from a group home. He's intellectual disability. Like, I'm working with him, talking with him, but someone from the group home was there, and they had said a religious quote. And actually, now to make this joke better,
just so you guys get the whole idea here.
Yeah, here we go. So it was the quote. She goes, "Now remember, insert name here." She said, "I can do things through Christ," or "I can do all things through Christ." And then he goes, "Who strengthens me?" That's right. Ahaha. I'm walking again. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, he's already retarded. Please don't make him Catholic too. Because they're just fucking setting up all these, like, I guess, like, all these autistic people in a fucking group home that they're just like making them believe in God. Yeah, it's crazy. But then also I was the one helping him walk again. So, there's that. But so if you think about it, I'm God.
There you go. Raven's basically just like God. Just to chime in, I guess, because I'm looking at it. I also have a notes app thing, but I don't really have a lot of stuff in here. I've told Raven pretty much all of these, but I've never sent them on the podcast. So these are my ideas for the podcast before we ever started doing it. And the first one is pay a psychic to mess with them. Oh. The second one was all it says is homeless people. Then the third one,
okay.
Then the third one just says get a magician.
Also okay.
And then I just have like stuff I needed for an implant one time. And then I have a link to a porn video, and that's all I have in here.
You save porn video links? Click the porn video.
I clicked on it while you were saying your story, and I don't even remember ever watching this. Oh wait, here we go. This is a different.
The link is just sending you different videos.
The video is not available.
Shit.
They took it down.
It must have been too good.
It was primo. That's why I saved the link. Well, I guess I could get that out of there. Get some room for some good ideas in here.
That's so funny. Wait, so was that link for the podcast, or was that just because you watched a really good porn video?
That was just personal use. And when I opened my notes app, I guess this was just what was open.
That's so funny.
I think that's what happens, because then I have like shit for my work, like for implants. So I guess it's just like the first thing that opens up.
That's fucking hilarious. Wow. Saving porn videos, you fucking psychopath. No, I
you ain't never saved a porn video? You ain't never seen a video so good? You're like, I gotta save
No, because I punish myself, and I have to find it again if I want. Yeah, so I sit there and try to search. But what if you don't find it? Then it's gone. It's lost to time.
See, I can't have that.
See, that's where we differ.
Yeah. You play it risky. I'm a safe jerker.
Safe jerker. I don't know. Saving porn links seems, I don't know, kind of down bad to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's pretty, like, degenerate, but...
That's what this podcast is about.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I've probably done more degenerate things in my life than saved the link to a porn video.
This is true. Did we ever say, the Drew package story?
Oh, no, dude, that's actually such a funny story.
Yeah, that one's really good. My cat is bugging out right now.
So I used to have this friend.
Yeah, set it up.
I met him on Black Ops 2. When Black Ops 2 came out, I had to be like 10 maybe, or like 11. And I was big in like multiplayer and shit. I was playing that League play. And I met this dude, Buzz _kill 0304. No like U in the Buzz, 3 Z's.
There you have it.
And met him on there. We were kicking it. I met him in real life one time. It was fine. It was a fine time. Everybody said that I was gonna get like raped in the ass and stuff.
I mean, honestly, thinking back on it, how old were you and how old was he? Because I have also played video games with this guy through Brody here.
Yeah.
And like we all like kind of played like PUBG together, some Counter-Strike, and I mean this is just some bottom of the barrel loser living with his mom who's like 27. Was he that old or 25, 24?
No, when I met Drew, I was probably I don't know how old we were when we met each other, but when we linked up, I was probably 14 or 15, and then he had to have been at least 21 or 22 because then he bought me cigarettes.
Yeah,
So he was. Oh wait, at that time you could
No,
buy
you
cigarettes
probably-
if you were
I don't
18.
know, but he was probably older though.
He wasn't that much older. Like he was older than us, but only by like probably 5 or 6 years. So if I was 14, maybe he was like 20.
Okay. Still a little weird.
Still a little weird.
To put it in perspective, he lives in South Carolina or North Carolina, and then drove up to Pennsylvania to meet up with a 14-year-old. If you set up that story like that, like if you set it up that way, it's a Chris Hansen video.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. The older folks just really fuck with me, man. I don't know. I just have.
Yeah,
I got told this week at work that I have an old soul. So I think
that's why you were
the
raped.
reason. That's
by the teacher.
because I'm just so mature.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this lady I work with, she was like, she said something to me, and something about something, and I was like, yeah, haha, I'm 22, and she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, I'm 22, and she was like, I thought you had to be at least like 25, 26. She's black.
I was gonna say, was she black? Was she a black woman? Was that what that was? I love that.
Yeah. So yeah, met bro one time. So this story happened before I met him, or no, actually after I met him, I think.
You did that after you met him?
Yeah.
Nice.
I used to be doing a lot of crazy shit to Drew. And so like his mom knew
We
who
wonder why he doesn't talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
You should text him.
Well, he has my number blocked. I could give you his number and then you could call him.
Yeah.
But I comment on his Steam profile like once a month. And I just say like, you gay. And we're still friends on Steam. And like I'll like send him messages sometimes. He doesn't reply to me. So one time I had like no bread, but I had like an Amazon gift card that I got for like my birthday or some shit. So I was talking to him and his mom.
Because you were like 15, so you had like no job. Like,
yeah, like I literally
Yeah.
like legally. I didn't have a job. And
you could work at McDonald's, which is really funny that they have like 15-year-olds working there.
well, that's what I did when
Like the
I was
one
like
down-
16.
Yeah, like going to the one down the street after work. Sometimes they have like the retarded like
That's why it's so
14-year-olds.
slow,
I'm like,
because
Jesus
it's just
Christ!
Like, yeah,
I was like, it's basically like one step up from a sweatshop, and they can pay these kids $7.50.
yeah. I remember, dude. I was working there getting paid like $7.50, and I just like I worked like mad hours, and I was like, oh, this check's about to be fat, and I got paid like $200, and I was like, holy fuck, this sucks.
Yeah. Also, when you say this story, just say it. I'll edit it out.
Oh, okay.
I'll let it out.
I
so
was
that-
kind of
okay.
wondering how we were gonna do this.
No, just say it.
So like Drew's mom had already known me because like I don't know, dude. Like I used to like comment like weird shit on her Instagram pictures and shit,
Naturally.
and like text her on the internet. And I think that Drew's set up. This is for OG gamers because I feel like this is like not a thing anymore. But back in the day, like sometimes if your audio settings weren't correct, like you could hear people through your mic and stuff.
Yeah.
But then you would also be able to hear them talking like on your TV. You know what I mean? Like you ever hear that?
Like your voice
Like
through their
like
TV.
my voice chat would be coming through the TV.
Yeah,
still.
yeah. Like on like the old Call of Duty.
Yeah. So then his mom would like come in and shit, and then I would be like, 12 years old saying the N word,
Mhm.
and then so like she knew me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She knew that I was involved in Drew's life,
Mm-hmm.
and
When you put it like that, you're like star-crossed
when you
lovers.
put it like that, and fucking. Yeah, so the one day I'm talking to him and I'm like, yeah, I have like this Amazon gift card. I don't really want anything. And I thought of the perfect idea. Why don't I send like a big dildo to Drew's house? Because I also think that, I don't know how I got the Amazon gift card, but I feel as though it was kind of around his birthday or Christmas. And I was going to be like, haha, I'm sending you like a gift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then put in the Amazon gift card and I find this like dildo, this black dildo, and I buy it, and then it wants you to put on a name for the shipping label to where you're shipping it to.
Mm-hmm.
So I put his address in, and then for the name, in all caps, I put Drew the motherfucking killer as the name. And I had to have been probably 12 or 13.
After you met up with him, so like 14, 15 maybe?
Yeah, I think I was probably a freshman in high school. So then I send it, and I didn't really think anything of it. You know what I mean? And I didn't,
as one does. Yeah.
I didn't have Prime, so it was just gonna get to his house whenever.
That's probably before Prime.
Probably
Prime,
before Prime. So it was gonna take maybe like a week. So then one day I am in my science class, because that's how I remember I was a freshman. I was in my science class, and Drew had texted me, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why would you do? So then I call him because he's blowing my fucking phone up. I go in the bathroom. I'm vaping. I'm calling. I probably wasn't vaping in freshman year, and I call him and he's like, dude. So you sent me this package, and my mailman is black. And he delivers the fucking package, and I think that it was a thing of when he got there, the mom was there, and he might have knocked on the door or something, and then like handed it to his mom.
That's so funny.
With the label and everything. His mom saw it. I don't know if she opened it, but she saw the name on it, and then she calls Drew up, and she's fucking freaking out, saying like, why is this package? And then he's like, Brody sent it to me. So then at the time, because I had like DM'd her, and I was probably following her on Instagram, she DM'd me on Instagram.
She finally responded to your DMs.
She DM'd
It was
me.
actually just to get her attention.
Yeah, I was just trying to fuck. And she DMs me on Instagram, and she's like, oh, don't ever send a package to my house. Leave my family alone. All this shit. So eventually it just kind of cooled over, and we were still playing games together for a little bit. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, I have another funny Drew story too. This can just be the Drew pod. So
yeah. Let's just say it.
I probably told you this story about how he threatened to kill a 12-year-old girl. So funny.
Oh yeah, dude, say that.
So funny.
That shit is hilarious.
This is a legendary one.
Yeah,
So,
because you gave the other number.
Yes.
Yeah.
so I'm playing Black Ops 4, and I have Drew in the lobby in the voice chat, and I also have my old homeboy Bobby, and Bobby's in there, and Bobby is pulling Drew's strings, you know what I mean, just like talking shit to him and everything, and he's fucking screaming at Bobby. He's so mad. And then Bobby had left the group chat or some shit, so then it's just me and him, and I don't know if he brought it up or me, but it ended up he wanted to call Bobby and like keep talking shit.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm not going to give him Bobby's number. I'm going to give him some other completely different person. So then I ended up giving him the number of this woman named Diana, who like in elementary school like was my girlfriend, so I had her number. But at this point I really didn't talk to Diana like at all. That was probably the last time we had any kind of communication. I just had her number. So I give it to Drew.
Still at 100 Jews. 79 charge.
Fuck it, let me hit that. Let me see.
Yeah. Here, ready?
Pulse. Bam.
Rocket mode.
Rocket mode. Is that what it is?
It sounds like that. I think the other one's like rocket mode, but like this one's now just star mode. What do you think? I got cooties? Brody kissed me on the cheek.
Yeah, I did do that.
His gay tendencies were coming out.
So I'm like, I send Drew, or I just told it to him. I was like, this is the number. So he calls one time, doesn't answer, goes to voicemail. He's like, nah. Calls him again, doesn't answer. I think he only called him twice. On the second time, went to voicemail. It goes to the voicemail, and he's just.
And keep in mind that the person that he is calling is young.
Like a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah, 12, 13. Like they're
something
pretty
like
young,
that.
so like they would be scared by something like this.
Yeah. It was before I moved down here. So I was probably like 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah.
So then he's going off, he's screaming, and at one point in it, he's like, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to fucking kill you.
It's crazy to say to someone.
And not even in like, it wasn't like haha afterwards. Like he was dead.
He's like pissed, screaming.
He's
at
like
this person.
super
Yeah,
mad,
yeah,
like
yeah.
dead serious. So then some time goes by, or not even that. He gets off the phone, and I am dying laughing. I'm like, oh, I fucking pranked the shit out of you. And at this point, Drew might have been an adult. Like, I don't even remember. I don't think he was, because he never got charged with anything. But I told him, I was like, dude, that's not Bobby's number. Ha ha, that's Diana's, this girl I go to school with. And he was like, are you serious? Like, he starts freaking out, and he's like, dude, why would you do that? So then I think I called Diana, and she audibly in her voice was shaking.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey,
I wonder what she's up to. Get her on the pod.
I stalk her Facebook sometimes. She got married.
What?
I know.
Jesus.
She got married. And she was kind of shooken up, and I told her, I was like, yeah, if there's a voicemail that you listen to, it wasn't supposed to be for you, ha ha ha. And then I just kind of like left it at that. So then like a day or two goes by, and I get a phone call on my fucking cell phone, and I answer it, and it's from like the state police or like the county police. And they're like, is this Brody Tarson? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, fuck my life. And I was at home alone, thankfully, but realistically, I'm fucking sweating. Like, I'm pacing back and forth in my room, like, oh man, I'm so, as the kids say, I'm so cooked. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucked. And the guy just talked to me, and I was like, yeah, it was just kind of a joke. He wasn't trying to call them. And then they just kind of left me alone. They showed up to Drew's house. The cops did come to Drew's house, and I think that he explained it, and they were like, yeah, you're threatening someone's life, blah blah. And then it just kind of ended at that.
Blew over.
Best case scenario.
That shit is so funny.
Yeah.
The fact that he was so stupid enough to fucking say that, to like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I could tell the story of how I don't even want to say the story of how Kobe sent a convicted pedophile child pornography.
Excuse me?
Did I ever tell you about this?
No, what?
Oh man, so it sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah,
This is
what?
also this happened when we were minors, so don't come out. And I also didn't send it, so don't
Jesus
come after me.
fucking Christ! This is all allegedly. I don't even know if I should put this on. What the fuck?
So here's the whole thing. So, as loyal fans of the podcast know, I got raped when I was like 12.
Yes.
So, that all happened. She goes to jail, I think, for a little bit. And then, so I'm with Kobe and the boy Eggs.
Yeah.
And we were all going to chill. I was in the Skook. I was going to chill over at Kobe's crib, and we were all going to sleep over and get pizza and whatever. Our friend Eggs, who is kind of mentally retarded, he's Mexican.
Yeah.
One time he was on FaceTime video with a lady from Canada, and they were sexting. She wanted him to jerk off and nut into his mouth, and he nut in his own mouth.
Stop.
So that's like,
I've never heard that.
And that
what?
was in like the 8th grade.
And how old was the lady?
I think that she was like a kid as well. I think.
What? He was coming in his mouth?
Yeah, he came in his own mouth because the girl on the internet told him to do it.
What
So,
the fuck?
Just to kind of give you guys a backstory on who Ags is. There's so many other things. Ags used to be in like these like he used to be texting bitches in like Afghanistan. Like like in middle school he would be on Kick.
Yeah.
And then he would just like find random people and just be sending them his dick and everything, and just like talking to these bitches on like the other side of the fucking world.
Christ.
Dude, he was wild.
I feel like we can't put this. I don't feel like we can't upload this.
And this might have to be a Patreon episode or something.
This is all allegedly. Jesus fucking Christ.
Dude, we were all tweaking as fuck back then. And
I guess when you have nothing else to do and you weren't doing drugs yet. So
yeah, and the only fun thing we had was the internet. So, so we're all over at Cope's house, and Ags was feeling extra horny this day.
He already came in his mouth.
Dude, we were just like playing Madden and shit, and then Ags would just whip his dick out and just be stroking his shit. I'm telling you. Me and Cope were never on no freak shit like this, but Ags, I've seen his dick more times than
you wish.
Yeah. So so then he kept pulling his shit out and we'd be like, Ags, you gotta put your dick away. It's like that meme, that Breaking Bad meme, like, Walter, put your dick away, Walter. I'm not gonna suck it.
He was hoping one of you guys were just feeling a little extra gay that night.
Yeah, dude. So he kept breaking his dick out and stroking his shit. So then Kobe took a video of him, and he was like, Ags, I'm just gonna video you being a fag if you're gonna keep whipping your dick out. Oh,
that's so
right?
funny.
So then, he stops bringing his dick out for a little bit, and at one point, Ags had no pants on, dick out.
What the fuck
no
were you guys doing?
He just, I know, it sounds really gay.
What the fuck?
It's not like we told him to do this or anything. Like, he was just horned up. And
I guess when you're that down
there was a whole bunch of shit that happened this night, but I'll just skip over it. So the next day is actually Kobe's birthday.
Okay.
I think that's why we were up there. So then we all wake up the next day. Me and Ags went to the store. We bought him a card, and we wrote like Ags wrote all this foul ass shit, and then about like fucking Kobe in the ass. he wrote like this whole like romantic novel about fucking Kobe in the card. And then when we gave him the card,
He is retarded as
and,
fuck.
and then when we gave him the card, he like took the card from Kobe and was like, "Graham, you wrote look at what I wrote in the card."
He showed his grandma.
Yeah, and he like drew like pictures of him like fucking Kobe and like dicks everywhere. And
Jesus
it was
fucking
crazy.
Christ.
It was fucking insane. So we do all that, and we're chilling at Kobe's grandma's house. And the woman who had raped me was still on Facebook.
Mm.
So then Kobe was like, "Dude, let's fuck with so and so." So Kobe's texted her on Facebook and it's like, "Hey, just wanted to reach out. I'm really going through some stuff right now. Wanted to see if you could talk." And then she said something back like, "Hey, Kobe, you know, I'm here for you. Like, what's going on?" And then
The woman that raped you said that.
yeah.
Jesus.
Right?
I did not know that.
Oh,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
And then Kobe just goes and sends the video of Ags jerking off.
To the
To
woman
the
that raped
woman.
you.
To the
Oh
woman that raped me.
my fucking god.
And then I don't know. I feel like he did say some shit like, "You like that, huh?" Like some crazy ass shit. So then she's like trying to like scold him and shit as if she's not a pedophile. And she was like, "Oh, Kobe, I thought more of you." Blah 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 blah.
Thought more of you. She was disappointed.
No,
Fuck
yeah. So then I think this is actually before the criminal trial was over and she went to jail, because it was actually still while things were going on with my case.
Okay.
He just sends child porn to the lady in the middle of, and then I got involved
I feel like
in
we should specify child porn technically because Ags is underage.
in this context, but
Yes.
Kobe was also underage.
It's not like something that you just had on fucking
yeah, no,
like,
no,
on
it's
file.
not just like some shit that
Ags.
I had downloaded
Yeah,
or anything
okay.
like that on the internet.
Let's clear that up and make
Yeah.
that very clear.
So, but you know, at the same time, we didn't really like. I was telling him actively, "Do not send that." I was like, "I'm in the middle of an entire criminal rape case right now. Can you please not do that?" And then he sent it anyway. And I don't think that any of us really thought anything about it because, again, we were like fucking 12 or like 13. We were just like, "Ha, we pranked her." So then some time goes on, and I think I got another phone call from the police or like from somebody, and they were like, so I got dragged into it because I wasn't in the video, but you could hear my voice of me being like, "Ags, put your dick out."
Yeah,
Whip that
you were
dick
like,
out.
you were like, Ags, pull that shit out,
Yeah.
stroke it.
I was like, "Ags, put your dick
It
away."
was all, he did it himself.
Yeah, he said, she said.
Whoa.
So I got involved in it because they knew that I was there. And then they were like, "Why did your friend do this?" And I was like, "Listen, bro, like, I don't know. But, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was there, like, I guess."
Yeah, watching him stroke his shit.
Watching
While
he
your
was-
mouth was salivating.
Yeah, I was right there
While
with
your
my mouth
teeth were
wide
slimy.
open. Oh, my teeth were slimy. And so then some other shit goes on where I get that phone call, whatever, and then probably a couple of days later, I'm out with Kobe and Ags, and we're playing basketball or some shit, and Kobe's mom calls him and is like, "Kobe, you need to get back home. There's investigators at the house right now, and they're looking for you and your friends." Something like
What?
that. So then it wasn't even like the police. Like, I think it was a like private agency service that she had hired to investigate that.
The
and,
woman
like,
that raped you, or
yeah,
Kobe's
to
mo-
try
Oh,
to get
okay.
like something for the case. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't the police. It was not. It was just like two bald white dudes that were like very pushy and were like, "We need to ask you some questions."
Oh wow.
But in reality,
She was really trying to beat the pedophile case.
yeah,
that
she was
had.
trying to beat it bad. And in reality, if we weren't
Well, keep in
retarded
mind that
kids,
this woman raped Brody 20 plus times.
multiple times, she was gonna leave her husband for me.
Yeah. You should have
And-
done that. I would have loved to see those photos. You posted up like in an altar, like
Yeah.
getting married to a grown ass woman. You're 13.
She was like, there was a crib that she was gonna buy. She showed me the crib, like she was gonna divorce him, take half of his shit or whatever, and
Fuck
then buy
yeah.
this crib. It was
That's
it was
awesome.
gonna rock. It was
Yeah.
gonna be. It was.
What
right
you
there.
should have done is convince her to do that, and then split from her, and then take the crib.
That would have been nice too. It had a gazebo in the back, dude. It was nice.
Wow. That's
And
awesome.
it was right down the street from Cobe, right next to the park.
There you go.
Because I love the park because I was a kid.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then we went back there, and then they wouldn't let me into the room or even into the house while they asked him questions. And then they asked him a bunch of these questions and shit, and then they went to Ags's parents because Ags was stroking his shit in the video. So then, and then like his stepmom don't speak English, and like and like his like dad like barely speaks any, like it's like even worse than her. So then they're trying to like communicate with this guy. I don't know exactly how it went down, but I know this dad was pissed at him. He was like so mad. He was like really mad about it.
Wait. Let me
Yeah, get back here. He was fucking super upset.
His dad was less pissed about the whole thing sending it to a grown woman and more pissed that his son was pulling his dick out in front of a bunch of guys.
Yeah, I think either that or just was upset that any form of authorities were at their house because none of them had their green card at all. So he was
He's
just
like, my retarded ass son is doing this shit.
You're making the entire crib hot. So, yeah, that happened. That was a pretty funny one.
How did that end? That just blew over
It
too?
just well because
They were so pissed that they could not communicate.
I think it was just a thing of, you know, she had, because I guess she could have maybe somehow could have pressed charges, but we were all kids and shit, so it's like you can't really, I don't know. It's not like we were doing anything. I guess the only person, I guess it's a crime, but the person that had pressed charges would probably be Ags, because it was a video of him that was sent. I don't know.
Christ.
It just kind of blew over.
Wait, but like, did you send it to Drew? Wasn't that the whole thing?
Kobe's also sent that video to Drew a couple times just to meme on him.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of incriminating stuff in this podcast. I guess not really.
Not really.
Not really.
Not at all. It's all allegedly, and also it's all blown over. And
Also, at
no
some
harm, no
point in this,
foul.
I said my full name, and I need you to take that out.
We know your
Me
full
too.
name. It's been said in the other episodes.
My last name?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. Throat goat. I've said it before.
Yeah.
I think our first episode we
true.
said both of our full names,
Yeah.
and then we said all allegedly. This is all for comedy,
Yeah.
and no one will believe my full name.
No, yeah, I actually do remember that now, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's whatever.
Water under the bridge.
Water under the bridge. But now, after you shared some of your stories, let me share some of mine.
Yeah. Story time.
It's really it's really just gonna be about my dad because those are the best ones.
Okay, yeah.
So I believe I already said about the thing about him killing the lady. So let me just tell you about I don't know if I feel like I probably have told you about when him and my mom were together in Florida. I remember asking her, I said, what's some of the worst shit that like he has done? So he almost lost his arm because of an abscess because he was out of drugs and was so fucked up from withdrawal that like he needed to shoot something up and like needed that feeling that he shot up iced tea. He withdrew like iced tea and a needle and shot it up in his arm. And she said she remembered going to the hospital and they almost had to take his arm off.
He got it in the vein and everything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
Straight shooter, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, there was that. She said that one time she walked in on him shooting up into his dick because all of his veins were gone.
Yeah.
And then the one that really gets me is I was saying, I was like, you know, like what's like the worst thing? So she said that, you know, throughout whenever she was down there, once she was pregnant with me, she stopped everything. Stopped all the hard drugs, stopped shooting up coke, stopped
Allegedly.
doing Molly, allegedly. That's why I'm fucked up like this. And so she was basically like the Uber driver, like the DD all the time for when they would go out and party. She said that their lifestyle was pretty much get fucked up until 3, 4, 5 in the morning, come home, sleep until they would do a bunch of uppers, do all these drugs, smoke weed, sleep until whenever in the afternoon, wake up and then do it all over again. So she said like that's how she was living for a while until she was pregnant.
Turn.
But yeah, turn. And then real Florida lifestyle, if you will.
Legit.
But yeah, that's me. And so there was one time that she was at the club with him, pregnant with me, and then she looked up in the DJ booth and he's just having a threesome, like fucking 2 other girls
Yeah.
in the DJ booth. And I was like, I remember when she said that, I was like, hell yeah. I was like, that's sick, real player shit.
Keeps
But
your player.
The one time she was at work, she worked I think like at a gym that had a daycare center, so like I could be like put there as well. And then he was the only one with the car, so she was like, "I need you to pick me up."
Mercedes.
I don't know if he had the Mercedes then. He killed the woman with the Mercedes, like he ran her over. I don't know at
He
what
didn't even
point.
run her over. Didn't she fly over the fucking
Yeah,
top?
she flew over and got severed in half. But yeah, I don't know. He had whatever vehicle they had at the time. She was like, "You need to pick me up from work, blah, blah, blah." He kept saying, "Oh, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Like, I'm coming, blah, blah, blah." And it was like 10, 11 at night. And this is before the date. I mean, this is like 2002, 2003 probably. So this is before the times of like stranger danger. So this is after work. She's sitting on the park bench with me just sobbing because she has no ride home. There's no Uber. There's probably no taxi down there. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't know how you hail a cab.
You just have to call one
Back
probably.
then, yeah, and like she really didn't have that like money with her. I don't know. And some random guy, and so he kept saying like, "Oh, like I'm gonna go pick you up, like I'm on the way, blah blah blah." And some random guy saw her with me as a baby and said like, "Hey, do you need a ride? Like, what's going on? Like, blah blah." And he said like, "Hey, what's going on?" And she goes, "Oh," and she explained the situation that like she needs a ride home, and the guy offered her a ride home. Super nice guy. Drove her home, and then she gets in the apartment, and he's
You and her.
yeah, both of us. We get home, and he is on the couch talking to said us. He's talking to himself, and he thought that
Why did he come into the crib?
No.
Oh, your dad.
My dad is on the
okay.
couch talking to himself, thinking that he is talking to my mom and I.
Yeah.
And talking to Natalie, saying that like, "Oh, you know, like whatever." Like he physically thought that he left the house, picked us up, and then dropped us back off and was on the couch talking to
The
her.
sick one.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
one
know
of the
what he
sickest
was on
ones.
that night, but yeah, that one was the one where she said like that was really bad.
Nice.
I asked her, I said, "Did he ever put hands on you or whatever?" Which is funny because hearing my sister's mom's story, so like my half sisters, because like we're related through him.
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, you know, he was so sweet." They grew up together. I mean, they grew up like 18 years plus. So all this stuff happened then after they split, and then my mom and him got together.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Oh, you know, he was never violent or blah, blah, blah." And then my mom said, "Yeah, he like pushed me up into a mirror. Like, I mean, like there was some other shit going on." Yeah. And, but the one thing which is really crazy to me, and I still think about this, the one thing she said was, "I was never afraid of him when he was high off of cocaine, Molly, ecstasy, whatever. It was only when he drank that his voice would change and he would become really violent."
Mm.
And I was like, wow, that's really strange that you're off of like hard drugs that you're shooting up. And then she's like perfectly comfortable with that. And then it was liquor that got him.
Yeah.
Which the few times that I met him, I don't think he was ever drinking. He was probably high off of other shit that he was sneaking. I don't know. There was one time too that I don't know if I told you this. When I was a kid, he was texting me or whatever, and he said that he got in a car accident and his head got wedged in between the windshield and the dashboard, and it broke his nose, and it like his nose collapsed or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Growing up,
Yeah.
I then realized, oh, it's because you snorted too many drugs that your sinuses collapsed.
Yeah.
And I never realized that until, you know, however many years later. But yeah, some pretty crazy shit.
Yeah.
I genuinely I wish that you could have met him.
No, that would have been a legendary link up.
Uh-huh.
Two creatures in one room, man. That would have been
That should have
nice.
been crazy.
Yeah.
Because I remember, you know, when he died, when walking into school,
Uh-huh.
it was you and Corb,
Uh-huh.
and it was you walking in. And you were like, "Oh yeah, so like, what's going on with your dad?" And I said something about like, "Oh yeah, I'm flying down there. I hope I get to pull the plug," or something like that. And yeah, and then that was it.
And then I don't know if you text me or if I text you or if I was like, "Did your dad die, lol?" And you were like, "Yeah, lol."
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
But
I was like, "I'll see you on PUBG in a couple days."
Yeah. I was like, I'll be back by Sunday. I remember I left on a Friday or super early morning Saturday and came back Sunday for school the next week. In hindsight, I probably could have gotten off like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
I
dude,
could have
you
been like,
coulda
"Oh
melted
my dad died.
Ah,
Oh, fuck, my dad died.
Fuck,
Yeah.
my dad
I
died.
can't,
Fuck.
shit, I can't get this English assignment and my dad died. I could have fucking played that card so well to all my teachers. Yeah, you know, I can't do this test right now. My dad died.
Yeah, I mean, if I was able to pass an entire grade that I was failing because of a quote unquote drug problem, you probably could have got a lot out of that.
Yeah.
Let me spit my Zen out.
Spit on that shit, fool. Fucking spit on that shit, fool. Yeah, he was wild. And fans, if you're wondering what he died from, it was the flu. This was before COVID.
Silent killer.
Yeah.
Silent killer.
Most people think blood pressure is the silent killer, but it's actually the flu.
It's actually the flu.
Yeah, he
Flu
did
will
so
get
much.
you, but
He did so much damage to his body with drugs, steroids, cigars. He wasn't a little man. He was 6'4" and like 280, pushing 300. Like he was fucking huge.
a lot of person.
Yeah, and yeah, that was it. Respiratory failure, pneumonia. That was it. That was a wrap, and he died.
Yeah, I never knew that your sinus could collapse until I was in rehab. And then there was this dude who was 18, and he was the biggest tweaker I've ever seen in my life, and he would snort crystal meth.
Oh,
And he was
That's a
doing it
rough
since
one.
he was like
That's gotta feel like glass.
mad young, like 12 or 13.
Ugh.
So he was just snorting that shit for like 5 years, and then like he was 18, just like couldn't breathe out of the one side of his nose.
Yeah,
And
it's
I was
crazy.
like, you're fucking nuts.
I wish
dude.
he sent me a picture. I wonder. It's probably not on this phone. I don't even have my other phone. The only saving grace would be if it's on my iCloud, and if I could scroll up, because I think our texts are still somewhere in there. But I remember him sent me a picture like in the mirror, and his fucking nose was all messed up,
Nice.
and was saying like, "Oh yeah, I got in an accident. My head was stuck in blah blah blah." And I'm just like, I'm like a kid. I'm like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Like,
You should make the thumbnail of the podcast a picture of him.
I should.
You should.
Honestly, yeah.
That'd be pretty
Which one
good.
should it be? Him shredded when he was younger, or him big as fuck like the Hulk when he was older?
Isn't there a picture of him with cornrows and his perms?
Yeah, probably. I don't know if he had cornrows and the perms. The perms was at the end of his life.
You should get one with the perms.
He probably got that like
the
the
perms
last
are
year
so
of his
fire.
life. Yeah, yeah. The craziest thing to think about too is like, I didn't have a single tattoo when he died. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Well, you were like 15.
I was 18 when he died.
Really?
Yeah, it was my 18th birthday weekend that I flew down to Florida and said goodbye to him.
Huh.
Yeah.
I thought that you were so much younger than that. Huh.
No, because then in the summer of July was my first tattoo, the snake.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
But
I remember when you got that snake.
yeah,
and then
terrible.
we all met up at Hannah's house.
Did we?
Yeah.
Or was it Elena's?
Nah, because we were in Hannah's basement, and I had never been. That's the only time I ever went there, and it was like Madeline, like all the hipster bitches.
Mhm.
Eastside was there,
Mhm.
and you had pulled up, and you were like, "Dude, I just got this new fucking snake
Yeah,
tattoo."
look at it. Look at this ink. This snake don't even have eyes, bro.
I think that we were all like, the basement had really dim lighting, but we were we were all just like, "Yeah, man, that shit's hard."
Yeah,
I still thought it was good up until you told me that you didn't like it.
yeah. That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah, man. Like I look at it,
Like,
I'm like,
even
it
like-
looks like a snake.
Yeah, like even like Joey at work, he was like, "Yeah, it looks like a black mamba, like from afar, like you can't even tell." And I was like, "Look
Yeah.
at it; it doesn't have eyes. Like,
Yeah.
it's super fucked
if you
up.
look at it for a long time,
you just see like, dude, like I mean, it's really bad.
it's really just like the curves. Like this is just
Well, that, but
like there's like scales.
the
and then
scales,
there's
it's just
scales.
nothing, and then like there's scales, and the head is scaled, and then there's nothing. But yeah, I hope to
It's
get
not
it
bad.
touched up and fixed at some point. But it's a good story, because as soon as I got this tattoo and came home, I got kicked out of the house. Not even a week later.
Weren't you in the Bahamas?
I got this tattoo.
Bermuda.
I was in the Bahamas, yeah. I got this tattoo, and then I went to the Bahamas like 3 weeks later. Like it was just healed up enough to like go in the sun, and
I
like
thought you got it at the Bahamas.
I got it in Michigan.
Oh.
Yeah. And then like 3 weeks later, I went on vacation. She was there for that. I was already kicked out of the house then. But yeah. Pretty nuts.
I guess the
stuff.
moral of that story is just not to get a tattoo in Michigan.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, because like in my
What
mind
led up to that?
I was like, yeah, bro, fuck getting a tattoo here. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to get a tattoo here. Like, what? There's gonna be like some artists here. So I thought going to redneck like northern Michigan, getting a tattoo in some shop would be better. When there's like a lot of talented artists around here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I just got that, and I came home and I wanted to surprise my mom with it because it was for her. So I wanted to be my first tattoo for her, so she couldn't be mad at me. And then yeah, I got it, and then she was like, "Oh, that's cool," blah, blah. And then she was already getting like beat up by that guy. So yeah.
Damn, man.
The rest was history.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting one tomorrow because the dude that did my leg, whatever shop that is, Dreams Collide.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing like it's like a pop up, like you get like $100 flash tattoos or whatever. So if he has anything nice, I might do something.
Yeah, I've been seeing shit that
if I have time in my busy schedule.
Yeah, we got to see Deadpool Wolverine, boy.
What are you doing by the trash?
Trash cat. Yeah, after all these expenses of my getting my feet fixed and vacation, I'm gonna get back into finally solidifying my arm with one little thing by my shoulder, and then hopefully move on to my leg tattoo, my leg sleeve. Yeah. Oh God, you spilled water everywhere. You fucking. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just need to like sit down and actually figure out what I want to get on my legs, because I would really like to finish that out.
Which leg? The right?
Both of them. Because I've seen that lady at the Olympics.
The one that looks like a Bella Danger?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she had like, I don't know, you could probably fit some more shit, but her legs were pretty done up, and I thought it looked really nice. And I was like, oh, I want to be just like her.
You just want to be like her, yeah.
But
you want to look exactly like her. You want to get you want to transition and get like a BBL and be just like her.
Dude, this fucking magazine that I follow on Instagram, they're like kind of liberal.
Ooh.
They're kind of like liberal.
No one liked that.
But they have kind of nice pictures sometimes. And I go onto my Instagram before my nap, and I the first thing that pops up on my feed is this transgender man who, I guess they call it top surgery, but it's just like mastectomies where they just like remove your titties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was that, but the guy had no shirt on, so I just saw like his like mangled. You know what I mean? Or the girl.
Yeah, I don't.
It was a woman.
But yeah.
Yeah, it was a woman.
Born woman, titties removed.
Yeah, titties removed.
Alleged man.
And I was just seeing her nipples all up on me. I didn't like it. And then I went to the Instagram comments, and there was a bunch of Arabs commenting, throwing up emojis.
Yeah, bunch of Arabs commenting their cursive squiggly lines.
Here, I'm going to show you. Look at that.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, God, wait. Yeah.
My
Jesus Christ.
My verbal description of it did not do it justice. If you guys want to see it, it's the black girl on Paper Magazine.
Oh
yeah. Then there's just pictures of dudes kissing and stuff. Yeah.
Whoa, why'd you have that liked?
You like the bros flexing up with each other?
Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, but then on the opposite side of the spectrum, there was people like go. Coral Kill. That's her name. Coral Kill.
Yeah, I just can't wait in the future when everyone realizes that like they're fucking retarded and like they're mangled and like medically they cannot go back. And then they have just so much regret.
You see this? You see these pictures?
Yeah, everyone's fucking freaking out that shit on Twitter.
Aw, jeez, Rick.
Jeez, Rick. We got 12 minutes left. What do we want to fill it with?
What's the filler here? I'm trying to think if I have any other funny stories. You got any? You remember any funny stories that I could tell? That I've told you? I don't really know. I feel like I have a lot, but I can't really think of any.
I know. I feel like I have a lot too. At least I don't know about. Something like that. I'll just cut this hair with him.
What's your funniest story?
I don't know. Like funny story for me.
What's like a I don't know.
Story you don't know. I don't know.
Trying to think.
I don't have anything good. I mean, I'm getting put on blast.
Did we ever tell the first time that you ever smoked weed?
The first time, or the train?
Wasn't the train the? Or I guess that was. Well, I
The
think
train was the third time.
we've
We've talked about the train, I believe.
What was the first time? Was that when we were
The
in the
first
woods
time was-
at night?
Yeah, and it was really fucking cold out, and then you started drinking the grav water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had to just fucking like
We
make
had
a
to just
makeshift
abort.
like bowl out of the water bottle with the ratchet,
Yeah.
and I wasn't even high from it.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
probably inhaled more butane from the lighter
honestly.
going in than actual weed. Because it wasn't lighting. I have videos of this and I'm like, damn, why is it not lighting?
Yeah,
What was the second time?
it was like another one of those. Like it was like just the fucking like.
It's another flop.
Yeah, it honestly like it was like the first two times were like just with that water bottle like fake bowl that we made that you made.
Thingamajig.
Yeah, and then the third time was when I was really fucked up with the train. I don't know. Honestly, I've been thinking recently. I was like, fuck, maybe I'll get back into smoking weed.
Getting back into the weed. I have
Probably
some.
not.
I have some weed from the dispensary from like a year and a half ago that would probably be more ideal.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't
lost its
know.
potency.
I feel like every time that I've wanted to smoke weed, I would be like alone. And I don't mean like alone like just like us. I mean like alone of like not having to text anyone, like alone. Like that kind of thing. Like I just wanted to be left alone.
Just-
Like I wanted to get
just
high and then
become a
just not
hermit.
talk to anyone. Literally, like that's like I didn't want
Yeah.
to fucking talk to anyone. Like I didn't want to have to text like a girlfriend back or something like that. Like it would just be like me.
Yeah.
But that's why I like alcohol so much. It makes me fun. It makes me a better driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I looking back on those times that I've smoked marijuana with you, they seem almost not real. It feels like a fever dream at this point.
Because I don't smoke
Because you
anymore.
just don't
Yeah.
smoke. You're so anti-smoke.
I know. I don't. I love the smell. I just can't get into it. I love the culture.
Yeah.
I just can't get into it because
You love those bongs with Rick and Morty on them?
especially the bongs with Rick and Morty on
Yeah.
it. But yeah, it's not for me.
It's okay. Everybody has their thing, you know?
Mine is definitely liquor.
You
Mine
think you
is-
could ever live a life where like you like don't drink, you don't smoke,
No.
you don't vape, like you don't do any of that
I don't even
shit?
care about the smoking and vaping. No drinking? Absolutely not.
Wow.
I don't think I could.
You ever,
I think I would probably withdraw.
yeah.
No, not that bad because I go like all week like with work and not drink. But
But
I mean,
you-
there's times where like, so I'll tell you this. There's times where like I'm like really itching to have a fucking drink. Like it's really bad. And like I'm like, damn, I could really use a drink right now, or I could really use a cigarette. But then there's other times where like the weekend we told the story on the pod, like when we just went so fucking hard
Yeah.
that I woke up the next day and like did absolutely nothing just to recover, and I was good all week. I was like, I don't even want to fucking think about liquor.
Yeah.
But then like towards the end of the week, then the weekend comes and I'm like, you know what? I'll have a couple sips,
Have a little something.
have a little something. But yeah, no, I don't think it's to the point where like I will physically withdraw, but mentally I'm
You
like,
miss
damn,
it.
it's been a while since I've drank.
Yeah.
Like
You ever meet people that just like they don't do nothing? And it just seems kind of crazy.
90% of the people I work with. I mean, there's a lot of fucking just
I
like
guess so.
white middle-aged women
Yeah.
that like I'll make a drinking joke about and then there's nothing. Like
Yeah.
at least some of the coworkers that like I would say closer with or like borderline friends with, and one friend with that it's an all understanding. Like the one chick, she smokes weed and she's like, oh, she literally has put it that she goes, you're drinking, I love smoking weed. And I'm like, okay, nice.
There you go.
But then yeah, me and the other guy love drinking, and then that's about it. Actually, what was really funny at work today, there was one of our aides that kind of help us out with people that like if they need another person and we don't have the other discipline to help us,
Mm-hmm.
we can call them and be like, hey, I need to see this person. Can you help us?
Yeah.
And the I pretty much only call her because she knows what she's fucking doing and she's not retarded like a lot of our aides. And there was the the transgender nurse sitting out in the hallway, and then like the door was closed, and she's like, yeah, and that fucking guy, girl, whatever, fucking useless, sitting out there and blah blah. And I was like, thank you, so and so. I was like, there's not a lot of people here that I work with that I can fully confidently say this, but yeah, I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, absolutely useless, blah blah blah. And she was like, yeah, fucking blah, and she was like going off about it. And I was like, hell yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So there's like out of like 60, 70 of us, there's probably 4 people that I could say like my actual
opinion too.
Yeah. And then everything else is just like fake like work shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. I feel like everybody at my job, they either be drinking, they be smoking weed, or they be smoking like cigarettes, like something. They have something. Even the doctors.
Doc C.
I don't think that he does anything. He's one of the ones, him and his one assistant that I work with, Kelly. Like, I'll be talking to Kelly and shit, and then, like, sometimes I just want to bring it up, like, you like, do anything, like, you have anything fun? And then, like, she'll be like, oh, yeah, like, I had a dinner with my friends. We went over to my friend's house. And, like, in my head, I'm just like, so you guys all just went over there and were just, like, super chilling. Like, had no drinks.
Yeah.
Like, probably no music going on because...
You know what's funny? Yeah, yeah, no music, no nothing.
Straight raw dog and conversation only for, like, probably a couple hours.
Yeah, you have to hold that conversation. Fuck that. Dude, you know what's funny, though? I realized I had a problem when... one of my mom's friends, she was having a graduation party for her daughter. She was graduating high school, right? And like, they grew up together, her and her friend. I grew up like around them because like, you know, it was like her friend, like when we moved back up to PA. And I just remember being like I immediately got there and my mom was driving me. So like I immediately got there and I was like, yeah, so where's the drinks? And then they went, oh yeah, there's soda in this cooler and there's water.
Oh man.
And then it was just like a kind of like silent oh. And I think it's because maybe like in her friend's history, like drinking wasn't the best. She got away from it because I'm pretty sure her and her friends would like when they were younger would go out and drink, but like that kind of they got away from that. And I think they're like a very sober family now.
Yeah.
And, like, I looked like the fucking alcoholic that was like, yeah. I literally went up to her and I was like, yeah, so where are your drinks at? And she goes, yeah, there's soda and there's water in there. And I was like, yeah, no, where's your drinks? And she's like, we don't have that here.
Oh, man.
And I went, okay. I was like, cool. So the water's over here. And I, like, grabbed the water. But I was like, oh, shit. Like, I guess I'm so used to my family that, like, always has drinks. Like, that's, like, our family event. Like, we fucking get fucked up and, like, go, whatever. But, yeah, and then there was that, and I was like, ooh. And, like, even, like, Meg's family, like, I mean, there's nothing there. They don't drink.
Yeah, it seems fucked up.
It's just like, wow. It was like, you guys, I mean, like, you know, her family dysfunction or whatever. But it's like, it was like families like that. It was like, so you guys literally, like, hang out, have a cookout, and don't have liquor?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, like, my family, like, my uncle will drink. Sometimes we'll have, like, champagne and shit, but we also just only see each other, like, 2 times a year. Basically, like Thanksgiving and like Christmas and like sometimes during the summer, so we just like have more shit to talk about, right? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I haven't seen my uncle since fucking January and it's November, so I can like actually talk for a little bit. But yeah, if you're like meeting up, like Kelly will have friends with or have dinner with her friends like every fucking weekend, and I'm just like, dude.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
It is funny though with speaking of raw dogging, this flight coming up.
Are you gonna try? Are you gonna attempt? You should just try to like hold out.
No,
see how long you could do.
Even with that. Well, so I looked at it's an hour and a half flight. It's very short.
That's light.
Hour 36.
Yeah.
But what I really want to do is so Meg was like, oh, she was like, you know, I never really thought about this is her first flight, and I'm really excited to see her reaction, just being like going through the airport process and everything. But, cause like, I'm going to be the one like walking her through it and being like, this is security. We have to go here, blah, blah, and then our gate. And, she goes, you know, I never really thought about like poorly about flying until you said something. Cause I hate flying.
You hate flying?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like you're like,
I'm such a tweaker. Dude, I'm white knuckling the seats the whole time. Dude, I fucking hate flying. The takeoff and landing is the worst for me.
What the fuck?
So now that I'm 21,
Yeah.
I can actually sedate myself, and it's better. Like it definitely does help drinking liquor on the flight and before. But
Yeah.
what I really want to do is set it up and be like, turn off your phone. Turn off your phone.
Yeah.
Put everything in your backpack. Put it under the seat.
Yeah.
Put it in the put it on the seat. Look forward. Look forward. Look forward. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't say a word. Don't breathe. Hold your breath. And just like fucking like try to have her raw dog the flight as if like that is like standard.
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for the flight with her. But no, ever since
Do you have like a bad flight?
yeah. I'll tell this story and then we're right about at the
I feel like
at
you've
the
never
end.
told me about this.
Yeah, so I've been flying alone since I was a kid. Like, when I would go visit my dad in Florida, there was a couple times where I would fly alone, literally since I was like 10. My mom would walk me to the gate, I would fly, and then my grandma would pick me up right at the gate. So, like, the flight is when I was alone. And a lot of times it was either I think maybe like 2 times to see my dad, and then the rest flying alone. Every summer I would go visit my grandma and she would pick me up from the gate and whatever, and I would fly alone.
Yeah.
But I don't even remember where I was flying to, but it was really bad weather. Lightning, storming. It was terrible. And the one time, I looked out the window, lightning struck either the wing of the plane or right next to it. There was a crack of light. The plane dropped to where my butt came out of the seat.
Oh, man.
And then every light in the aisle flickered.
Oh, fuck.
Just started fucking whatever. And then like the seatbelt light came on and I accepted death. I was like, this is it. Dude, when we landed, the people in the pod can't see this. So like, obviously you land straight. When we landed, it was probably at like a 45-degree angle.
Oh.
Like here's the plane normal, 45 degrees, sideways, bouncing. And then we fucking landed.
Fuck?
And I was like, holy fuck, dude. So
Oh, my God.
ever since then, the older I got, the worse my anxiety gets with flying.
Have you
I
checked the
fucking
weather?
hate that shit. Yeah, it does look good. It looks a little rainy for when we leave, but then when we're down there, it looks okay. So we should be good. But yeah, oh my God, it was the fucking worst flight of my
Holy
life.
shit,
And I
dude.
was alone on that flight too. Like I really thought we were going down. When my butt came out of the seat, I mean, there's turbulence and then there's that. Like, I got air like an inch off the seat. Like, it was fucking,
Holy
oh
shit.
my God, I hated it.
Yeah.
So ever since then, absolutely hated it. Because, I mean,
That's crazy, dude.
for being a kid, I would fly, ever since I was 10, I would fly probably once a year to Florida to visit my grandparents and, like, the very rare occasion to see my dad. And like I said, like once or twice. So like every year I would fly down to see my grandparents and fly alone. And yeah, ever since then, oh my God,
That's
I can't
crazy.
do it. So yeah, now that I'm 21 though, flying down last year or 2 years ago, I think it was last year that I flew down, was great. Got a couple drinks, anxiety was down, we're all good. On the way back, I drank enough to where I just took a nap and fell asleep and like the flight was over pretty
Nice.
much. So that was nice. But yeah, the takeoff and the landing, I mean, it's like a roller coaster. And at first I loved it when I was a kid, but then ever since then I was like, oh my God. I'm like white knuckling the seat. Like, oh my, I
Wow.
fucking hate that shit.
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. When I was a kid,
Huh.
my OCD, this is really bad and we'll end the pod then. My OCD was so bad that luckily I grew out of it. But I would have like these thoughts that would constantly run through my head. So this sounds really bad. This is all allegedly. I would see Arabic people, and I would think in my head, "Oh my God, they're gonna hijack
It's
the
so
plane.
over.
They're gonna fucking it's so over. We're so back. They're gonna hijack the plane. They're gonna fucking kill us. Blah blah." And like all these thoughts would race through my head, and I literally thought I would work myself up to the point where I'd be like, do I need to like tell someone? Like, do I need to report them? Even though they're just a family like going to fly. And like,
Yeah,
obviously
they're
that.
like Indian.
Yeah. Like that part is completely fine now. I don't really think anything of it. But yeah, the flying itself is rough.
Yeah.
Is
That's
really
fucking crazy,
rough.
dude.
Yeah.
I have,
I'm just such a tweaker. Like,
I have one thing. I've flown a little bit. One time I was going into Florida and it was kind of similar. Like we were very close to the airport, but like you could see lightning like where we were driving or like flying at.
yeah.
we were driving
Yeah,
a plane
to,
at.
yeah.
And yeah, we just we like landed before anything like got to the like where we were at, so it was chill. But the one time I remember my dad was kind of freaked out. I might have told you this story. My dad was getting kind of freaked out because it was like a plane that had 3 seats in one row. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah,
sitting
yeah,
with
yeah.
him, and then there's this dude in the aisle seat, and he's of brown complexion. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah, yeah.
mean?
He's fat.
And he was dressed kind of dapperly, like had like business attire on,
Okay.
but like I guess the whole flight he was just kind of like tapping his leg like real like nervously, and he was like kind of sweating, and he just kept looking at his watch.
Oh God. Oh God.
And I remember like him telling my grandfather that, and not understanding at the time, but like he was just getting kind of geeked out by like all the circumstances.
Yeah, yeah.
But in reality, he probably just like had some business shit going on.
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
He probably needed to like catch the next flight or something.
yeah, like maybe he was
connecting.
running behind or like had some shit going
That's
on.
so
But
funny.
yeah, looking back, I think it's funny because I can like kind of remember.
That's
the guy.
hilarious. Yeah, no, flying is no joke for me anymore. I'm such a fucking tweaker that it's just gotten worse.
I wouldn't say that I like it, but
I used to
I don't
love it when I was a
oppose it.
kid. Like my first couple flights as alone, I was like, "Oh, this is scary. I'm 10 years old."
yeah.
But then I was like, "Oh my god, I get to fly, blah blah. I feel like a celebrity. I feel like a YouTuber with my like laptop or whatever."
yeah,
And then ever since then, it's just devolved to me just fucking gripping the seats and tapping my foot.
yeah. It does make me feel better though that like when you hear about those planes crashing and 60 people dying, it's never in America.
No,
It's
never.
always just in like some third
No.
world country or like
No.
Brazil,
Yeah, no, it's never.
which I think is a third world
And
country.
I have to constantly remind myself the statistic that it is more dangerous driving to the airport to and
Yeah.
from than actually flying. So
I know, but even then, like me
I just
and,
have trust issues. I don't know.
yeah, even then, like me and Lena have talked about going to like Savannah, Georgia, and just driving instead
Yeah.
of flying. But it would probably
It'd just be you
better.
driving.
Yeah, it would just be me driving.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. On that note, that's a wrap. I have to rock a crazy piss. GG's.
there you